Today we're going to take a look at some of the cockiest fighters you'll ever see. These fighters are not only skilled in the ring, but they also love to show off their talents and taunt their opponents. So let's get started. First up, we have Conor McGregor. McGregor is undoubtedly one of the most confident and cockiest fighters in the world. He's known for his trash talking and his ability to get inside his opponent's heads. But this kind of behavior can sometimes backfire, as it did in this fight against Nate Diaz. In their first fight, McGregor was knocked down and submitted by Diaz, a massive upset at the time. But it was his cockiness in the lead up to the fight that made the loss all the more humiliating. During a press conference, McGregor infamously said, "He'll be too slow in there. The speed will stifle him. His soft body and his lack of preparation, he will not be able to handle the ferocity. So at the end of the first round, I feel he'll be put away." Of course, things didn't quite go as planned. Watch as the two fight it out for the first time. McGregor was relatively dominating the fight. You can see here Diaz is all bloody from McGregor's hits. But then Diaz surprised everyone with this, and McGregor was quickly humbled. The next spot belongs to Anderson Silva. Silva was a dominant force in the UFC, but he was also known for his arrogance. In his fight against Demian Maia, Silva began taunting Maia during the middle of the second round. This generated a lot of boos from the crowd and criticism from UFC president Dana White. Silva's performance was basically like a training session as he completely dominated Maia. But it was Silva's fight against Forrest Griffin that cemented his place as one of the cockiest fighters in UFC history. Silva knocked Griffin out with a punch, then proceeded to back away from him with his hands down, taunting him to get up and fight again. Throughout the fight, you can also see Silva putting his guard down just to challenge Griffin to do more. It was a display of complete dominance and utter disrespect for his opponent. Moving on to Muhammad Ali, perhaps the most iconic and beloved cocky fighter of all time. Ali was not only a great boxer, but also a great showman. He was known for his trash talking and his ability to predict the outcome of his fights. In his fight against Sonny Liston, Ali famously shouted, "I am the greatest," before facing Liston for the first time. This confidence and cockiness proved to be right as he won the fight, shocking the boxing world. Ali's cockiness wasn't always just for show. In his fight against George Foreman, Ali employed a strategy called the rope-a-dope, where he leaned back against the ropes and let Foreman tire himself out, throwing punches. It was a risky strategy that paid off in the end, with Ali winning by knockout in the 8th round. Next is Roy Jones Jr., who was known for his flashy style and his ability to taunt his opponents in the ring. In his fight against Richard Hall, Jones put his hands behind his back and continued to dance around the ring, frustrating Hall to no end. But perhaps Jones's most memorable moment of cockiness came in his fight against Virgil Hill. Jones was so confident in his abilities that he knocked Hill out with a single left hook against Virgil's body. It was a display of both skill and arrogance that Jones would later call his favorite knockout of all time. Jones, at his peak, was simply a beast, and he knew that very well. Moving on, we have Ronda Rousey. Rousey was a trailblazer in women's MMA and was known for her incredible armbar submissions. But she was also known for her cockiness, especially in the lead up to her fight against Holly Holm. During a pre-fight interview, Rousey said that she could beat Holm and that Holm's sweet act is nothing but fake. But when the fight actually took place, Holm shocked the world by knocking Rousey out with a head kick in the second round. Rousey's cockiness had come back to haunt her. Moving on, we have Nick Diaz, the older brother of Nate Diaz. Like his brother, Nick Diaz was known for his trash talking and his willingness to engage in brawls. Here we have Diaz displaying extra cockiness in several fights. The man is one of the most confident fighters out there, and his in-fight moves are proof of that. Perhaps Diaz's most infamous moment of cockiness came in this fight against Anderson Silva. Diaz began taunting Silva, putting his hands behind his back and daring Silva to hit him. At one point, Diaz even laid down on the floor, entertaining the fans even more. Silva obliged Diaz's challenges and put up a great fight to earn him the victory. Diaz later claimed that he was just trying to make the fight more exciting for the fans. Moving on to our next fight, we have Adrien Broner. Broner was known for his flashy style and his trash talking, but his cockiness often got him in trouble. Here we can see the man trash talking during interviews. In his fight against Marcos Maidana, Broner was knocked down twice and lost the fight. Maidana was simply a beast that Broner could not handle. His opponent really taught him it's supposed to be less talk, more walk. Later on, it was Broner's post-fight interview that really showed his arrogance. When asked about his defeat, Broner continued to downplay the loss. Even in defeat, the man still had a lot of cockiness in him. Next, we have Floyd Mayweather Jr. Mayweather is one of the greatest boxers of all time, but he's also one of the most arrogant. He loves to flaunt his wealth and show off his undefeated record. In his pre-fight conference against McGregor, Mayweather walked into the ring with a backpack full of cash and later said he was the A side of the fight, indicating that he was the main man. But Mayweather's cockiness goes beyond his pre-fight antics. During his fight against Zab Judah, Mayweather was caught on camera hitting Judah with a low blow, causing the boxer to limp in pain to the other side of the ring. Judah's team then stormed the ring, leading to a chaotic scene. It was one of the messiest moments in the boxing ring. Next up, we have Chael Sonnen. Sonnen was known for his trash talk and his ability to get under his opponent's skin. He was even dubbed as the king of MMA trash talk. Here are some of his badass moments. In his fight against Anderson Silva, Sonnen was able to take Silva down and control him for the majority of the fight. But in the first round, Silva was able to secure a submission victory. In Sonnen's next fight, which he won with the same submission tap-out combo, he shouted these words for Silva.
Anderson Silva, you absolutely suck!
But perhaps Sonnen's most memorable moment of cockiness came in his fight against Jon Jones. Sonnen repeatedly taunted Jones in the lead up to the fight and even went so far as to say that he would smash him in the face. But when the fight finally happened, Jones dominated Sonnen, winning by TKO in the first round. So that's all for today's episode, folks. If you enjoyed watching, leave a like and share it with your friends. You can also comment and let us know what you'd like to see from this channel in the future. Also, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. You'll want to check out our other videos. Stay tuned for more awesomeness. Thanks for watching.